I hope everyone's been enjoying the music so far. We'll be back to it soon, but first, we get a chance to sit down with the band themselves, the Doghouse. How are you guys feeling tonight?
Couldn't be better, Evan.
Great.
Cool. Do you want to introduce yourselves for the camera, for the people at home?
I guess we're starting with me. I'm Godwin.
My name is Sam.
My name is Shepard.
And I am Hunter.
Very nice. Do all of you go to University of Eau Claire, or is it a
Yes.
kind of a split? Okay, nice. It does make it easier for things on my end sometimes when you're already like part of the university. A lot of the artists I have on here, like I mean, a lot of them aren't even from Eau Claire, so it can make it difficult to coordinate things sometimes. But no, you have a head start already, so number one in my heart.
Yeah, we just need to discuss the parking situation.
Yeah, there's always a parking situation. We'll get to that. So normally you guys don't play acoustic sets, is that right?
No.
Okay. Was this your first one, or?
Yes.
Nice. You're giving me a lot to work with here.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying my best.
Typically, we have our drummer, Mr. Grady McCleary, but unfortunately, circumstances were able to come up where he wasn't able to be here with us. So here we
Right.
were, just the four of us today.
Nice. Do you normally operate as a 5-piece then?
Yeah, Godwin, you went to this one.
Yeah, so typically we're 6. We have, or we just recently became 6. It was me, Sam, Hunter, and then we have our pianist, Sam Stewart.
Okay.
And he wasn't able to make it here either. And then we added Shepard, just our last show in the cabin. So we are
Okay.
now a 6-piece.
Nice.
Yeah.
Has that complicated the songwriting process or the performing or anything? Or is it pretty easy to allocate parts?
It's definitely complicated the amp situation.
I'd imagine.
But yeah, I think a lot of, not to talk, but I think the environment that these guys create is very open to interpretation and just feeling things out in a way that I really enjoy. That was what drew me to performing with them in the first place. And Godwin was gracious enough to ask me to open for them at the cabin on the 13th of September. Yeah, so it's there. I guess we now. I was about to say there, but I think we're very fluid. We're adaptive, and I think that comes across both in our playing and in our lineups.
Nice. Yeah, that's great to hear. First, you don't have to say not to talk because that's what you are here to do. This is an interview.
Oh, okay.
But
That's what
that's,
this is.
yeah. I think, yeah, that open process has got to be great for coming up with good material. Sorry, did I cut you off, Sam?
You're good. If I could add something to that, yeah.
Of course.
All the guys here are super talented. I think also noteworthy is I think we all have a fairly good ear. So somebody will come up with an idea and then we're able to riff on that or, build upon it and create a new part. And also the flexibility of having, 3 guys who are fairly competent on guitar, able to create some cool parts, kind of working between them all.
Yeah. As guitar, sorry.
Sorry, if I can just add to that, to the ear part.
Mhm.
I think it's true that if you surround yourself with successful people, you start to become a little bit more like them. And I feel like ever since I've been in the group, I've only improved my playing, and it's really great to be around such talented people.
Excellent. Great to hear. Is guitar where all you guys started then? Or I say all of you. Sam's on bass. Are all of you like native guitar players, or did you kind of switch over to guitar for this?
Well, with me, I am a guitar player. I don't really venture outside of that, really. I played bass once, and it didn't go great. But, we tried our best. But, no, yeah, I started on guitar. I've been playing guitar for, 8-ish years now. But
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Hunter and Shepard?
Yeah, I picked up the guitar back in high school, and I kind of picked it up just so I could play something while I sang. But I've fallen in love with it as an instrument since then.
Yeah, my first 2 instruments were actually a piano and trumpet. I didn't start playing guitar until, like Hunter, probably my junior year of high school. And that was, again, kind of a necessity thing. It was just like learning an instrument to kind of fill my time, because I kind of quit all my extracurriculars at my
Right.
sophomore year of high school, so I needed something to do. And then COVID definitely gave me more of an impetus to really get into it and really dive into the history of it all, and the watching all these different like paths unfold me in terms of styles and techniques to go into. It was a really, really fun experience learning guitar specifically, and it's still the instrument I have the most fun playing.
Awesome. I'll let you talk more about that when we get to influences. Do you still play much trumpet or no?
Not since I was 18. It was a winter concert. I was first trumpet in Sleigh Ride for Christmas.
Very prestigious role.
And I got off the stage and I said, never again. And it was never again.
Yeah. For context, I also play trumpet. I have also had never again moments on it, but here I am still. So I guess we'll see how that pans out.
You really are a band's strongest soldier.
Well, I guess to go more into like the beginning of the band, how did the Doghouse start? I do know it did not start as the Doghouse, but we can get to that. How did you guys come together?
Yeah, so the Doghouse started because back last semester, I was in a music collective called Dog Paulson, and it was me and a bunch of my friends from high school. We had a free summer, and we were like, let's make music. So we made music, we made an album, and then we all went to school the next year. And yeah, people really liked the stuff out here, and people were like asking us to come and play. But the hard part about that is that there's 7 of us in that, and we all go to different schools.
Right.
So it's hard to line up schedules. Like, I'm the only one like here. One's in Milwaukee, one's in New York, the other was in Spain. So we were like, it's probably not gonna work. So when the cabin asked us to play, I was like, well, I still want to do it, but I was like, we should probably figure out what I can do. So I asked around, because I was like, I know some very talented people in the area, and all of them I'm sure would be down to start a little something. So I asked my buddy Sam Stewart, who was our on keys for us, and he got Hunter, and then he also got Grady, our drummer. And then after our first show, Sam over here DM'd me on like Snapchat and was like, if you're looking for a bassist, I'm available. And I was like, yeah, let's do it. So we added him, and then very recently we added Shepard, because I was like, Shepard's great on guitar. So I was like, let's give him that. And then it gets a little less for me to do on guitar and a little like more focused on like crowd stuff, which is fun. But yeah, no, it didn't originally start out as that, but it kind of blossomed into something really cool.
Nice. It would really be something if you managed to round up every Dog Paulson member to do a show together. That I haven't really listened to Dog Paulson, but
Wow.
it's on the it's on the list. But have you done much writing together as the Doghouse, or have you mostly been contributing your own songs to the pool, as it were?
Yeah, we've been contributing. It definitely started because of Dog Paulson. It started as most of like Godwin's originals, and slowly, as more people started to join, we've been incorporating more songs, but we haven't done any group writing yet. If I can drop a little hint, there will be a song coming out very soon here talking about mechanics and the relevancy of time, but that's in the works for now.
Heady stuff.
Yeah.
That's exciting. Yeah, I guess we can take this time to go back to influences now. Shepard, you mentioned getting into like the history of guitar. Are there any artists that you've especially found yourself like incorporating into the music? This is gonna go to all you guys too. It will be on the midterm. So.
Okay. I'll keep it short then. I do have to confess that I am a John Mayer fan. That was the big thing, was like learning pretty much like every one of his songs. It's because I think he covers a really wide breadth of genres and feels to his playing and to his composition. So I think he's a good sort of Rosetta Stone or like starting point to go into because you go from you listen to like the John Mayer Trio live, and then that leads you to like B.B. King and Albert King and Freddie King and all the Kings who I don't think are related. They're just all named King. All those blues guys, and then Stevie Ray Vaughan, obviously, and Hendrix, and then you can, I've been very into the Grateful Dead recently. Jerry Garcia is becoming a huge influence on my playing, especially just the more the mentality behind the way they make music. I think we all try to incorporate that a little bit into how we play together.
Yeah. Any other John Mayer fans here?
If you're gonna tee me up like that, first off, that was beautiful.
I did that on purpose.
Yeah, so I mentioned I started a guitar in high school, and I dropped it for a long time. But what made me pick it back up is I was really into all these sort of bluesy, really early, like Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, and I kept looking for how has anybody translated this to guitar? Has anybody? And I found John Mayer actually on like a late night show doing a cover of "In the Wee Small Hours," and I'd never heard of him. I don't know how I'd never heard of him, but I got really into him, and then he's helped me segue. His style's not a lot for me, but it's taught me a whole bunch. More recently, I definitely draw from Dave Matthews, and in terms of like strange chord shapes, there's a lot of modern artists who do a lot with that too, like Lizzie McAlpin, and I'm blanking on a couple, but it all goes back to John Mayer.
I know
in
what
the
you
end.
mean, yeah. Down here then.
Yeah. So I guess my background into bass, I don't know if I really got into that, but so I played music and like sang in choir, been like pretty musically involved like throughout elementary school, middle school, and high school. And in middle school, I played trumpet for like a week. Realized I had to leave the stage pretty quickly there. Then I moved to clarinet, and then I saw one day in band practice, there was one dude in the corner, in the back corner with a guitar in his hands, and I'm like, oh my gosh, he looks so cool. I want to be that guy. Turns out he's playing a bass, and I learned it, and I...
Even cooler.
Yeah, exactly. So I picked that up, and I've been playing since like 7th grade. Been listening to a lot of my influences. Like when I was little, my dad put me on to like the old like dad rock, like Guns N' Roses, AC/DC. I'm a huge Led Zeppelin guy. I think the thing that I've been trying to focus on most playing with these guys here is trying to develop a part that fits the song and the energy and the emotion behind it. People that come to mind fitting that sort of niche be like John Paul Jones, obviously from Led Zeppelin. Love that. Incredibly versatile player. But then like guys like James Jamerson, literally any Motown bass line, just incredible parts there, both melodically but also just fitting in everything sonically. I just think is beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then for me, I started playing guitar in 8th grade because my brother was like, "We're gonna get you an instrument," and I was like, "Okay, cool." So he gave me a guitar, and I think the first song that I learned was "Lost in Japan" by Shawn Mendes.
Okay.
I think that was my.
That's an interesting spot to start.
Yeah, no, it really was. But I started there, and I really didn't like excel at guitar. I know very like. I know a fair amount, but I have kind of like plateaued because my big focus has always been with like writing and like vocal performance.
Right.
Because before I played any instruments, I was always like singing. Like my brother was always singing around me, and like we grew up on like Michael Jackson, all that Motown stuff, and so like a lot of R&B and all of that. So I was always very much in like my vocal area before throwing the guitar in there.
And your D'Angelo bag.
Yeah, exactly. And so that's kind of been where my influence is like taking the guitar and trying to figure out what words I can bring from that, and then kind of incorporating these guys into making that more than just the 4 chords that I figured out how to play.
Right. Yeah. Get each of the influences that we've gotten from around here, bring it into one. That's always a lovely process with any artist. It's kind of what I love most about music. So it's great that you guys have gone through that same thing. With that, I mean, now that each of you have had your time in the limelight, we can probably bring it back out to the full group. What venues do you usually play at as the Doghouse? Have you done many? or is it still a relatively new endeavor?
What? Yeah, venues wise, the cabin has up in Davies, at Davies Center, has always been a very typical spot. I think that was the first place we played. I think we started this season there, and then we haven't added a whole lot of other venues. I mean, we had the cabin. We've played like a couple basements, and then like Hunter.
We had a Phoenix Park show as well.
Oh, awesome.
There was a Peace and Unity Groove that we attended. Sam and I have actually been doing some scouting. We're looking at a couple of venues downtown.
Very nice.
Hoping to break into that scene.
Yeah, like the Firehouse or Stone's Throw.
The Firehouse, Stone's Throw, and the Plus is on our list as
and
well.
The Plus. Yeah, good lineup right there. There is something special about a basement show. It's just got an energy that I feel like no like real actual venue can match. I mean, you understand what I mean. Yeah.
3 inches away from the crowd. Like,
right.
Yeah.
There's like a pillar right in the middle of the room between you and them, kind of
Yep.
deal.
Yeah, we literally just did a show in a basement. What was it, like 3 days ago? 2 days ago? 3 days ago. And that was my first basement show I've ever done, and I loved it. I loved the sense of community that there was. I loved the lack of dividers between the performers and the audience. It feels a lot more communal, and that's maybe the thing that I love most about music is the way it combines people's sensibilities. And I think a lot of that can get lost if you're playing like an arena. Not to say that we've played or will ever play an arena,
Hey,
but
don't sell yourself short.
I won't shake that. But there's something about playing in like a dingy basement that smells like spray paint, and there might be a bat in there. That just really makes it a lot of fun.
Adamat, very well said. I guess on the venue talk, are there any upcoming shows that you'd like to plug?
Yeah, we have a show coming up this Friday for Rash Fest. That's going to be in the Masonic Ballroom downtown Eau Claire. And that's going to be Friday at 7 p.m. We're going to be opening it up. So,
excellent. Yeah. In that case, as for other plugs, like for projects or social media, where can people find your music?
So we currently do not have any music out as a band,
Right.
but Hunter has a song out that you can check out on Spotify. Hunter, you plug that?
Yeah, I've got a demo going right now, and I know everybody says this, but I've got a good amount of stuff in the works. It's all a learning process, but I have a demo out. But really, I mean, if there's a song you should check out, it's "Breathe" by Shepard Denton. Shepard, tell them about that.
I put out a song called "Breathe" on Spotify. It came out like 7 months ago. This is not a recent plug, but it's under my own name, and it's gonna play after this. I think that's how the structure is. So, if you want to, you can listen to it. Don't feel pressured.
I'm going to tell you right now, you should go listen to it. It's great. And then
One more.
Yeah, for me, I have a fair amount of things out. Obviously, stuff with Dog Paulson. We have the album Pog Dawson, which everyone should go listen to, obviously. And
Buy the CD from Revival.
yeah, buy
too.
the CD. We have CDs out of Revival Records downtown, so go check those out. $5. And then I've also started doing some solo work under the name Yamchi, which was a nickname that was given to me in high school, and I was like, I'm gonna just use this for music. And I have 3 singles out right now, so you can go check that out.
They're good. You should.
I agree. They are.
You
good,
got
like
to
to
love
say.
a supportive group.
I do, and I very much appreciate it. We're all very supportive of each other, and that's what I love about this whole group. But yeah, and then as for us as a group, you can check us out wherever we're going to be performing at. You can get updated about that on Instagram at the Doghouse Band on Instagram.
Good to hear. Yeah, well, thanks for sitting down and talking this over. It's been enlightening. Been a very, very chill interview, which is always nice. Well, for everyone else at home, don't touch that dial because it's right back to the music after this.